Alright, so I have 9 putty windows up, 1 for General 3, several for General 4, and several for General 5 being my 3 end hosts. This is General 3, which is where my server is going to run from. So I'm going to start that. Python main server side pi, and because this is Python, we don't need to compile it before we run, so that's step 1 about compiling. So my server is now running and it's waiting for a client. I'm now going to start 6 peers. Two, three, four, 5, 6. So the start message gives a list of commands. Right now, the only command that can be entered is register. So I'm going to register these 6 users. To keep things simple, I'm going to name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see, the server keeps track of every message received and then waits for another message from the client. Each of these messages from the client says successful registration on the server end, parsing assigned ports. So the server assigns ports to the client to use. So now that I've registered the 6 peers, I'm going to set up 2 rings, each of size 3. So I can choose any of these 6 to set those up on. I'll choose this one. Set up ring of size 3. So this one, and this one were chosen. The leader, this one had a leader bid of 290,000. This one 204,000. This one had a leader bid of 530,000. This is the biggest, so this is the leader, as it says here. Selected as ring leader. So these 3 are now in a ring. Now I'm going to start another ring here. Now these 3 are set up in a ring, and out of those the leader is here, selected as ring leader. So these 6 are in 2 distinct rings. They're oriented, built, they have the leader selected, and commute commands can now be ran on them. So now I'm going to set up 2 additional free peers here. So you can see that they've been successfully registered, and that's shown up on the server. So now that those are registered, they're going to issue commute commands, and then we're going to shut down one of the rings, then issue the commute commands again, showing that they can dynamically find an available ring to do commute commands on. So these are open, so I'm going to do a compute sum with the max integer size of 1000. So it shows that ring. We can see this process has had a random number of 84. This one had a random number of 842. This one, and then there's one more with a random number around here. We can hunt for it. And if you add up those numbers, we'll get the sum of the computation, which is 1983. So I'll also quickly do a compute max command of 1000, and the max number given was 945. Real quickly, I'll do a compute max of 10. We got a max of 7, and a compute sum of 10. We got 21. So now I'm going to go to one of the rings and tear it down. So this is the computation leader for one of the rings, and I'm going to tear it down. So the command for that is tear down dash ring. So that takes a minute, and then it's shut down. You can see here the teardown is complete. So now these are free rings, the ones associated with this as the leader. So now if I do a compute command, sum of 1000, it'll know to go to the other ring, the one that's still available. And I'll just do that a second time, just so you can see that. And then we can do the same thing here, compute max 1000. So those froze up a little bit, but I demonstrated the max in some commands, so now I'm going to deregister users. So deregister, it's re-register, deregister. We also shut down our server.